Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news now, Eagles fans. I have some intriguing news that could shake up the entire NFC East and have ripple effects that last throughout the season. It's about a move that might seem small on the surface, but has huge implications for the Eagles and their rivals. Recently, in what could be described as a strategic chess move, the Houston Texans made a surprising trade that involves one of their young, promising wide receivers heading straight to the Philadelphia Eagles. That player is John Metchie III, a name that's been gaining attention not just because of his talent, but because of his inspiring story. If you've been following the NFL news cycle, you know Metchie's journey is nothing short of remarkable. He was the 44th overall pick in the 2022 draft, drafted out of Alabama, a player many believed could develop into a key piece for any team's offense. But his rookie season was lost due to a leukemia diagnosis, which sidelined him completely. Imagine the resilience it takes to come back from something like that, to fight through treatment, and then to return to the field and perform at a high level. That's exactly what Metchie has done. He's posted 40 receptions, 412 yards, and a touchdown across 2 seasons, fighting hard to make a name for himself in the NFL. And now, just a little over a year after his injury and recovery, he's on the move again, changing teams. The Texans, after a preseason where they showed glimpses of potential, decided to part ways with Metchie in a trade that sent him to the Eagles. But it's not just a simple trade. There's a lot more behind the scenes, a strategic move by 2 teams that are clearly thinking about their rosters and their futures. The Texans will receive tight end Harrison Bryant in return, a player with a solid college pedigree and NFL experience, having won the John Mackey Award as the nation's best tight end back in college. Bryant was drafted in the 4th round by the Cleveland Browns in 2020 and has since caught 98 passes for 877 yards and 10 touchdowns. What makes Bryant especially valuable for Houston now is their need at the tight end position, especially after losing Brevin Jordan and Dalton Keene to injuries. The Texans are clearly looking to bolster their depth at that position, and Bryant brings a combination of experience and versatility. But for the Eagles, this isn't just about adding a receiver. It's about acquiring a player with a story that resonates deeply with fans. Metchie, despite a challenging start to his career, has shown flashes of brilliance and resilience that embody the spirit of the game. He's a player who's fought through adversity, and that's exactly the kind of mentality that the Eagles have been cultivating in their locker room. Philadelphia's wide receiver group has been a key strength this season, with stars like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith leading the charge, but the addition of Metchie adds a fresh spark of energy and potential. He's a versatile receiver who can line up in different positions, create separation, and make tough catches. His chemistry with quarterback Jalen Hurts could develop quickly, and he might just carve out a significant role in the Eagles' offensive plans. Now, I want you to imagine the scenario. The Eagles, already loaded with talent at receiver, are adding a guy who's been through so much, who's got that extra edge of motivation. Metchie's speed and route-running ability could give defenses more problems, especially when combined with the likes of Smith and Brown. And considering how much the Eagles have been emphasizing not just talent, but also grit and character, Metchie fits perfectly into their culture. It's a move that shows how the Eagles are always looking for ways to improve, even if it means taking a chance on a young player with a compelling backstory. But let's not forget the context here. The Texans, during this offseason, have been busy making roster moves to bolster their depth and prepare for the future. They've drafted promising rookies like Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, both of whom are expected to fight for roster spots, as well as acquiring veteran Christian Kirk from the Jaguars. These moves demonstrate that Houston is clearly in a rebuild mode, trying to set a foundation for sustained success. Trading Metchie, then, is part of that bigger picture. especially considering the depth their wide receiver room now boasts. With A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson, and now Mechie, the Eagles have assembled one of the most dynamic and versatile receiving groups in the league. Each of these players brings different skills and strengths, and Mechie's addition could provide an additional element of unpredictability for opposing defenses. Now, I'd like to pause here for a second. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Back to the big picture. The Eagles are known for their aggressive approach in roster management, and this move is yet another example of how Howie Roseman and the front office are always thinking ahead. They've managed to acquire a player with a story that motivates not just fans, but also his teammates. You have to remember, Mechie's path to the NFL was anything but easy. Overcoming leukemia, fighting for a roster spot, and now being traded to a team that's vying for a Super Bowl. That's a narrative that resonates deeply. It's the kind of story that energizes a locker room, that reminds everyone of what it takes to succeed in this league. And speaking of the Eagles' current roster, they remain one of the most talented and well-rounded teams in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, in his third year as a starter, continues to develop into one of the league's top quarterbacks. His leadership and dual-threat ability make him a nightmare for defenses. The offensive line has been solid, providing him with the protection he needs to distribute the ball effectively. The running game, led by players like Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown, has been dynamic, but the addition of Mechie could give defenses even more to think about. The coaching staff, led by head coach Nick Sirianni, has been emphasizing versatility and execution, and adding a player like Mechie fits into that philosophy perfectly. Moreover, the Eagles' special teams units have been solid, and that's a crucial part of their success in close games. Every move they make during the preseason, every snap, and every game is about building chemistry and finding out what works best. Mechie's performances in the preseason, especially his 5 catches for 45 yards against the Vikings, caught the attention of the coaching staff. Head coach DeMeco Ryans praised his effort, highlighting how he's shown the ability to make plays when it matters. That kind of recognition from the head coach speaks volumes about Mechie's potential role moving forward. It's clear that the Eagles see him as a player who can contribute immediately, especially with the injuries and competition at the wide receiver position. Now, you might be wondering about the bigger implications of this trade. For the NFC East, it's a reminder that the Eagles are always looking to upgrade and adapt. Their rivals, the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants, will have to adjust their game plans accordingly. For the Texans, it's a move that signals their focus on rebuilding and developing their young talent pool. They're stacking their roster with promising players and trying to find the right mix of veterans and rookies. The trade of Mechie to the Eagles is just a piece of that puzzle, but it's a significant one, especially considering how much the Eagles value character, resilience, and talent. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, all eyes will be on how this new addition integrates into the Eagles' already potent offense. With Jalen Hurts at the helm and a roster filled with explosive playmakers, adding a player like Mechie could make a real difference. He has the speed, route-running skills, and a hunger that can elevate the team's passing game even further. And for fans, it's exciting to think about the possibilities. Will Mechie become a key contributor? How will defenses adjust to this new threat? Those questions will be answered as the season unfolds. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this trade? Do you believe Mechie will make an immediate impact? Are you excited to see how he fits into the offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. This team is always evolving, always pushing forward, and with moves like these, they're setting themselves up for a very exciting season ahead. So keep your eyes on the Eagles, stay passionate, and let's ride this wave together. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Birds.